This is the official #1 podcast station for hip hop and R&B. You already know what time it is, man. This is the official #1 podcast station for. This is the. Yo, what up, world? This your boy DJ Rio, aka Mr. Rich Talk, aka I Been On. You know what time it is, man. It's time for Teed Up with Tee Lynn, the podcast, the #1 station for indie artists across the world. You dig?
All right, give me 1 second. All right.
All right.
We are live. My apologies, it skipped for a second there. I think we may just be live on YouTube at the moment. Said it had an error on Facebook. It was an error. I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting here trying to fix it, but I don't know what's going on with that. I've never seen it do that before. Facebook may be having some issues. But we'll go ahead and get started. So, everybody, it's Teed Up with Tee Lynn. I would like to welcome our guest tonight, which is Dre Benjie. And I will let him start off the conversation and let us know where he began his career and how he got started.
All right. For y'all that don't know, like she said, it's Dre Benjie. I started my career officially in 2020. I was like staying out in California trying to figure out how to put the music together, and somebody's name popped up, JAG2. His name popped up. It was a CEO from my area down in South Georgia that was making moves. So I tapped in on one of his lives. He was doing like review shows and things of that nature, like listening to new artists and music. And I just talked to him. I reached out to him, and I eventually ended up flying back to the East Coast, back to the South, and linked up with him. I dropped my first 2 projects, 2 EPs, No Love in the 9. And I'm from Albany, Georgia, so like we call it the 9. So that was my first EP, No Love in the 9. And then I dropped my second EP, which was Lost Ones. And they caught his attention a little bit. Like he saw potential in like what I had going on. So 2021, we started like working together. We locked in like through a management contract. And I went on the road doing like different shows through like Atlanta and like other places in Georgia, like even flying like to Indiana. Like we were just all over the place trying to like put something together. And eventually, the contract expired, and I took that next year, all of like 2022, to just do me and like find myself in the music and like just solo. And I came up with one of my best songs to date, Can't Leave You Alone, and it brought more attention to my name, so we kind of ended up linking back together, and now it's a chain around my neck and I'm ruthless. That's pretty much summing it up.
Who inspires you the most right now out of the major artists?
Major artists. I mean, I take inspiration from everybody and like everything that they have going on. Like it's always something that somebody is doing that works and that looks good, or like it feels good. And like I'm like a actual artist, so like I don't just rap. I don't just make music. I like to draw inspiration from everything, whether it's Juice World, like being vulnerable with the emotional content, or whether it's Lil Baby with that real, that like that street hustler and like all of that he brings to the table. Same thing with the late Nipsey Hussle and like poets like Wale and J. Cole, like people that can like really put words together, like true wordsmiths, like the New York rappers, and I just draw everything in from everybody, and I try to pay homage to who I can, like the guys that actually inspire me, and just put out something that I feel like is original, but draws from that source.
Okay. Tell me something that has been in the industry that's been tough for you, like a situation or a circumstance that happened along your way in your pathway of becoming an artist. What was difficult to learn?
Um, I guess the most difficult thing to learn is that it's not about it's not 100% about talent or ability. So it's a lot of networking and like social interaction and business that goes into the music business, and like that's like the only thing that like coming up, like you don't know, like you just want to make music, and that's the big thing that I had to learn, and that's one of the things that the CEO wanted me to figure out on my own before we started making our moves.
I agree with that. It's more 60-40 these days,
uh
and
80/20.
maybe 80-20. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. But have you had anybody try to scam you or lie to you or anything in this industry?
uh it's always like scams going on, like whether it's from the actual person or from fake pages or whatever. Like I don't really like fall into scams because I don't trust anybody anyway. Like if I can't put my hands on you, I'm not talking to you. Not to be rude or anything, but I grew up in an area where like trust is paramount, and if I can't even like physically be there or physically see you, then no, I'm good on whatever you're offering.
I don't trust anyone either. I don't trust no one at all. It's hard to trust these days.
I would say it's not that I don't trust people. Is more so like I trust you to be who I know you to be, and if I don't know you, then I don't know what I can trust from you.
Exactly. I understand that. I mean, I get that principle and everything. It's just hard to trust anybody these days. So. Nobody has the character to stand on anymore. They don't know what's good ethics.
I think it's a
Uh,
lot of us out here that like try to embody like good ethical like actions.
I
Like
mean, that's what I see coming from from Jerry, from you, from people like that. I've seen good ethics when it comes to y'all. And that's, it's just, but it's so hard these days to trust anyone because everybody's out for number one.
yeah, like
Almost everybody.
I think that's what makes the Ruthless family a family. Like we're not out for number one. Like of course we're
Yeah.
important, but we understand the vision, we understand the goal. We all have goals that we're trying to reach, but as a unit, we can move together. We can accomplish our goals without doing it at detriment of everybody else's goals.
All right. So I want to let everybody know that actually, you come from actually you've been in the military,
Yes,
so that's probably gave you some principles with your ethics and everything.
yes,
So
man.
that's a good thing. So you can go ahead and tell everybody about a little bit about what you've learned in the military that's gave you some benefit with your music career.
Okay. As far as my career with the military, it taught me that you don't have to be from the same place. You don't have to have the same, cultural background. You don't have to, be aware of the same things to move together and to like build something strong together. I can, you know, like I can I can say that the principles from the Marine Corps, which is I'm a Marine Corps veteran, like honor, courage, commitment, like I try to move in an honorable way, you know, like it takes courage to do the things that we have to do, like just getting out on stage in front of people, like sharing your story. That's a that's like opening up in a place of vulnerability to people that you don't know. You don't know how they'll take it. You don't know if anybody relates to what your story is, but it takes courage to do it. And then commitment, just like being persistent with that grind. Like, and like one of my good friends, Naeem Rashid, dope artist himself, he told me like there's a difference between persistence and consistence. Persistent is consistently being consistent. So like over a period of time, just having consistency, that's persistence. And I feel like that's what commitment is being committed to being persistent.
I like that. You need to put that up as a tagline somewhere. Hashtag that.
A lot of that comes from me. Like some of it is a little off kilter. That like a lot of people don't like everything that I say. Like sometimes it's like, bro, what are you talking about? But you know,
Well, you're just deeper than they can get. Like that's all it is. It's like if people can't handle what you're speaking about, it's just because their IQ don't reach the IQ that you're at.
I don't want to say that personally. I don't want to say that. I feel
I'm
like
trying to say something good. It ain't bad. It ain't
nah,
bad.
it's not
that
bad. It's not bad.
they're not stepping into the depths of where your mind is. It's not. It's not bad.
I'm an intellectual. I'm a creative. You know, like I'm a Libra. So like, it's like balancing everything that I have, like having so many different things that I'm great at. And I say great specifically because I'm not just good. I'm great. You know, like I feel like it's a lot of things that it's a lot
And
of
you
things that you're supposed to.
carry yourself that way. You'll people will respect you that way.
Right, right. I had something that I wanted to say, but it kind of like as soon as I was about to say it, it like just dropped away. Yeah, it was
Oh,
whatever.
I've done it a couple times. I do that all the time, especially at my age. When you get to my age, it's worse.
Oh,
I said when you get to my age, it's going to be worse.
maybe, hopefully.
Jerry's laughing at me.
Uh,
He's probably out his face because we're sitting here talking about the depths of people's minds.
nah,
Um,
like Jerry is one of those guys that can like jump into this conversation and like he'll
oh
keep it
yeah,
going too. So like
yeah, I
he's
know.
laughing, but
I
it's
know
probably like coming
Jerry.
from a place of understanding. Like yeah, like he's agreeing. Like it's funny, like because it's ironic.
Jerry and I have known each other for a little while now. He's a good person. Like I like him a lot because he's meant. Like he does what he says he's going to do. He stands on what he said on. He's got integrity, and I
Yeah,
like that. He's got a
yeah.
lot of integrity.
I can't disagree with you. You know,
Okay, so what's the most recent project that you put out?
the most recent project that I put out, project my last EP, which is Signs Volume One, Libra Vibes. But I just dropped a single. That single is called Ocean Vibes, featuring my bro and engineer Chulo. And like it's more, you know, how do I want to like put it? It's a little bit more risque than my typical music. So it's like typically I'm like the lover, the the intellectual, and like this time I wanted to show that I'm still a grown man. Like I like to have my time when night winds down too. Like I want to give you something that can fit that vibe also.
I'm going to go listen to it later tonight. I'll let you know. Well, so what's your plans for the next 3 months?
For the next 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's safe to say it now. I feel like it's safe to say it now. CEO has been working on a film that he been writing and like helping with the production, and I'm one of the starring antagonists in the film. I can't really give you any details or anything, but that's something that we'll be working on in the coming months. Um, Also trying to get together the best, course of action to put out a summer jam, like something that'll get you on your feet. I
That
can't
sounds
really speak
fun.
too much on like any of those topics, but like it's coming, and like when it does come, you'll enjoy all of it.
Well, make sure you tap in with me. I love to come. I
Yeah,
travel, honestly.
like that's what I'm saying. Like we can tap in with the CEO. I'm pretty sure he's watching. Like,
Yeah, he's on here. He's been talking at the bottom. If you can see it, can you see it?
uh,
That's when we said he had integrity. He says, "Appreciate it. Thank you so much." You see it?
uh, I'm not able to see everything, but I do see
Okay.
that comment.
Okay. um. So, in a 3 years' time, where do you see yourself?
In 3 years' time, uh, where do I see myself? Like, I don't know. Like, the sky's the limit. Like, I might be, like an executive at some type of firm, like working, like marketing and like public relations or something. I don't know. Like, and still doing music at the same time. Like, a lot of people don't know it, but I'm actually in college also, and like I'm in college for the science of business with a certificate in marketing. So I'm learning like the business on multiple ends at one time.
I actually have my associates in marketing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm working
Yeah.
on my bachelor's now, so like I could like we can actually have that conversation like offline or like whatever.
Yeah. I actually have associates in marketing. I actually graduated high school with an associates in marketing. I was
Dual
going.
enrollment.
I was doing college while I was finishing my high school diploma.
Yeah, we had a dual enrollment program at my high school. Actually, it's actually our alumni weekend right now. It's like a bunch of parties going on. That's why it was like loud music earlier before we went live. But
Yeah.
yeah, like
I
they did
actually
dual
was.
enrollment.
I was a pre business major, but I didn't finish school. But
Oh,
I could have went to I was doing. I was going for business, but life happens.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
deteriorated. Got threw off my threw off my path.
yeah.
But
See, I can definitely like go into that too. Like life does happen. Like my initial goal was to, play football and try to get to college doing that. I was pulled from the team, so I went to wrestling, and I was a wrestler that made it to like state competitions and everything, and like I had the University of North Carolina like looking at me for that, but I ultimately ended up going Marine Corps and like straight out of high school, like let's go, and these had to go.
but I wanted to say, that you taking that path probably lines you up for greater things. So even if life throws you off one path, you have to look at it in a way that your path is destined. So you're going to end up on the path that you need to be on.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in happenstance. Like nothing happens just by chance. It's not like you know, uh, I drop my cup and it just dropped for no reason. Like it's a sequence of events that happen in life, and like you meet the right people at the right time for the right moment to do
That's
the right
right.
thing or the wrong thing, and then like depending on your choices, and that's how life like goes. And like I don't want to get too big into the spiritual element of everything, but like that's how I look at life. So
Oh my gosh, my godma. I can hear my godma right now, but I'm getting ready to quote her. She says, decisions can be good or they can be bad, but they always have an ending. You're going to get somewhere, whether they're good or they're bad. It's up to
right,
you to make the decision.
right, right. Yeah,
She's
like
going to be laughing when she hears this. She gets to listen to all my interviews, so she's going to laugh at that because I quoted her. But
hey, but it's a shout out, and then like it's not wrong at the same time.
right.
So you know,
Exactly. um. So, all right. So I asked this question last night to your buddy. So I'm going to ask you: can you give us a little piece of freestyle from any of your songs?
a little
He
bit
was
of a
worried
freestyle.
about Justin eyebrows. Else. He was a little worried about what I was getting ready to say.
Oh, okay. I guess I can give you something.
Okay. One
So,
here.
I don't really like doing acapella, but I'll do it anyway. I have a single out. It's actually called "Can't Leave You Alone," and people pretty much like it. So I'll give you a little taste of that.
Okay.
And it goes, "She wanna ride on a jet ski. She say she wanna vibe like we besties. Yeah. And now you ain't gotta say a word. I'ma put you on game like that is. Say, just meet me in the hotel. She say I can't leave you alone. And then new sauce, got the recipe. Started from the bottom, now we try and build equity. You can buy the game, but you gotta learn to play. Yeah, you bought the other day, but what you done as a late? Want that shrimp on your steak? Yeah, champagne on the way. Uh-huh. See, around with me, it's a vibe. You ain't gotta worry about where we gonna stay. Look, I got that drip, no faucet. Look, she bad, even in her bonnet. Uh-huh. I really don't
That
like
was
doing this
good.
around, like for
That was
real.
good. That was
But
good. I
you
definitely
know,
want to check that out. I'm going to definitely check that out now.
I definitely like, you know, I definitely had trouble with that song, like initially, because I wrote it specifically for like my relationship with my girl, you know, and it wasn't what I expected to be the single, but CEO heard it and then like off jump, he was just like, "Nah, that's the single, bro. Like we going with that. Rock, like you got to rock out with that one." And
He has a good ear, so
and
definitely.
you know, it got me nominated for a hip hop award on the West Coast, and you
Wow.
know, it got it had semi-national radio play like in Texas, Florida, Iowa, and I've never been to Iowa, but you know, like
I
I have people
have.
that listen to me there. So like I can't. I gotta say I'm with you when you write, and like he said to go with that song. I had no reason to like doubt him, so I went with the song, and you know it did what it did.
What is your creative process?
Oh,
How do you come up with stuff?
oh, I just pull from like experience and understanding. Like a lot of people look at me and they assume I'm just like super creative. Like, oh, like is the Libra, like he sings, he raps, you know he does all of this stuff. He acts. He's so creative. No, not really. Like I just draw from inspiration. Like real life things make real life things seem more real. Like I feel like that's a part of acting also. Like the best actors know how to make something that's not real feel real. So when it comes to the music, most of my love songs come from a place of actually being there, you know, and the heartbreak songs come from places of actually having your heart broken. Like it's yeah. So basically, it's experience. It's more experience than creativity. But the creativity does come into play when it comes to like the melodies and bringing everything together.
What's been the hardest thing that you've ever wrote about? Like something that really touched you?
Actually, the hardest thing for me to write about is myself. Like I don't like to I don't like to glorify myself, so I don't I don't usually, as like everybody say, pop shit. Like I don't do that like too often. Like I'm dope as hell. Like I know I'm dope. I don't feel like I need to say it. So when I do make songs where I'm doing that is more so because even though I feel like I don't have to say it, sometimes the people need to hear me say it. Like it's not me that needs that validation, and I don't need validation from anyone, but they just need to know that I know that I'm that guy. They need to know that I'm him.
I think sometimes I'm a writer, so like I'm also writing my own book. And I'm writing about my life, so it's been tough. So I really relate to when you say it's kind of hard to write about yourself. Um, it's kind of part of when people are humble. You know, when you're humble about who you are, um, then it's just difficult to write about yourself.
Right.
But we know you're in the hip hop genre. What subcategory would you call it if you could call your type of music a different type of music?
Um, I would. I don't. I can't really. I don't like to put myself in a box because, like, I mean, you'll see, like, the fans will see, like, everybody that starts to follow me in the coming months and years. They'll eventually notice that when you have somebody that's so talented that they can go cross genre. Like I can give you R&B, I can give you pop, I can give you soul, I can give you hip hop, I can give you straight bars rap, I can give you like boom bap rap, I can give you trap rap, I can give you whatever it is that you like want to hear at that moment, but I give it to you on my time. So I would say, instead of genres, like I just give you me. Like like if it's going to be a genre, it's just going to be a genre of like Benji music.
Bingy vibes, that's what you call it.
There we go. Like yeah,
Bingy
like we can
vibes.
just call them vibes. Like I'll give you
Yeah,
vibes.
vibes. That sounds appropriate.
Right.
um. So where do you want to see yourself in 3 years, say, in your music career?
In the music career, well, with all the projects that I have lined up and all of the music that I'm working on, all of the people that I'm trying to like incorporate into what I have going on, and like the people that's behind me and standing next to me, I feel like the next 3 years, if I'm not the top of the game, like I'm damn near there. Like maybe not the top rapper in the game, because I more so do like melodic, like hip hop, R&B, like smashes. So I can see myself like on like the charts. Like that's like my goal for the next 3 years, like to be one of the top 10 charting artists.
I mean, that's a goal to have. That's a great goal to have.
Yeah. And I actually know a couple of like different artists that have been, ranked in the top 10 on like different charts and like Billboard. And if they can do it and they see that in me, then I know it's a goal that I can hit.
Absolutely. You can reach for the highest top of the building and still keep reaching. And that's what you're supposed to do as an
Right.
artist. You gotta just keep going. And you can't let nobody tell you can't. Well, tell everybody how to find you on social media.
All right. So for anybody that wants to find Dre Benjie on any social media platform, it will always be who is 229 Benjie, because that's the question. Who is everything spelled right? 229 Benjie.
And where can they find you on Spotify and other platforms, music platforms?
So on all music platforms, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Teaser, whatever you have, is Dre Benjie. That's DreBenjie.
Okay. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out tonight?
Yeah, like I like to give a shout out to, first and foremost, I gotta give a shout out to the fans, the people that have been supporting me. I gotta give a shout out to, my girl, Baby T. Like we working on what we working on, and I'm trying to get her out of her shell so she can like step with me on certain levels of the music industry. I gotta give a shout out to the label. You see the piece around me, so I can't not be ruthless. I want to give a shout out to you for bringing me on, like just giving me the time of day. Just, you don't have to. And
I
that's
appreciate
what I
being on here.
last but
I
not least, I want to give a shout out to God. Like I'm still here, I'm still breathing, and I got a message that like is undeniable that somebody wants to be heard. So I got to give that shout out to the big one upstairs.
Absolutely. That touched me when you said that. I like to see somebody come on here and just say shout out to God. That really just touched me. I'm gonna start crying. I got tears coming out of my eyes. I was waiting for somebody to say that. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Oh
For that
man,
right there. For that right there, I'm proud of you. A young man. Stay in your faith. That's all I can say for anybody. I don't care who's listening. I don't care what they think of me, but stay in your faith. You just made me cry.
hey, don't cry on me, don't cry on me. But
Turn it to the tears. Well, now we gotta do something funny so we get the tears stopped. Let's leave everybody with one thing that you've done embarrassing.
one thing that I've done that's embarrassing. I mean, I don't really like. I get embarrassed by the things that people around me do more than what I do. Like, I feel like I don't really embarrass myself. Like, if like my pants fall and like my ass is out, like oh shit, like now I'm just showing my ass.
So you get more embarrassed than other people.
Yeah, like I feel like oh my god,
You feel
don't
embarrassed
make me
for
look
people.
bad. Don't make me look bad. Like my fiance, like she's so like she's goofy, and like she'll do it on like she'll purposely like get me flustered in public, like just to like get a reaction. Like, bro, don't embarrass me like out here, bro. Like I'm trying to be like suit and tie, like smooth and whatnot, and you just
Acting out.
love to act, man.
But that actually is something that you're gonna hold near and dear to your heart eventually.
Oh, I already do. Like I'm a fan of the foolishness. Like it's all love. Like I know like
Yeah.
the people that get on your nerves the most, the people that like embarrass you the most are the people that you actually care about. And
That's the truth.
yeah.
Absolutely, because like my cousin, she used to grab my butt in public and act like we were gay, gay girls. I have nothing against gay people. So nobody come for me. But that was my cousin. And she made everybody think that I was with her all the time. And I used to be like, that was the only thing that ever kind of embarrassed me. And I usually embarrass everybody else.
I mean, water will always be wet. So, like, however it goes, that's how it goes.
Yeah. But I really appreciate you being on here tonight.
I appreciate you having me.
We're gonna book a follow-up interview. In about 3 months, 3 months or so. Whenever you're ready to, put out another project, we'll have another interview and see how far you've came and touch base.
All right, so CEO, I know you still down there listening. Like that project about ready. So we'll see. We'll see.
Absolutely. And like I said, thank you again for being on here, and thank you for doing what you did in the military for all of us.
Mm-hmm. Like we appreciate all of the support.
Absolutely, always. And like y'all said, go follow him on Instagram. You have a TikTok, right?
Come follow me. I need to, at least get 1K. Like I'm not at 1K, and like I feel like that's a slight on the name of like artists. Like, come on, bro.
On Instagram or TikTok?
Both.
I thought it said 2,000. Why in the world I thought it said 2,000? My phone's gone down. On Instagram. I haven't followed you on TikTok yet though. But as soon as it does hit 1,000, you gotta start going live on TikTok.
Oh man, I don't. Oh, okay.
That's good promo.
Water still be wet. Like, I got to do it regardless. So yeah.
It's good promo. But let's get them to 1K, everybody. I just reached 1,500 and some, so and I've been doing it for about a year. But
yeah.
Well, you have a great, blessed weekend. The rest of your weekend.
Yeah, you as well.
And thank you for being on here. And like I said, stay in your faith. It made me proud. It did. It made me proud. I'm sorry.
I get, I don't blush, but my cheeks get big. So
it made me proud, though. You got a good one, Jerry. You got a good one.
All right.
All right. Well, we're going to end the conversation there. And like I said, thank you again. And everybody watching this, please go and share the live. I'm not sure if we went on Facebook or not. If not, I'm just going to upload this video over to Facebook. But unfortunately, something said errors. It was on Facebook's fault, though. As soon as I went live, it said something about errors. So, like I said, we'll fix it. All right. Have a blessed night. Thank you again. And we are out.
All right.